So you want to learn to code, right? But where do you even begin? It's this one huge, overwhelming question that stops so many people dead in their tracks before they even get started. And look, it has nothing to do with how smart you are. It's all about that first step. So in this explainer, we're going to cut through all that noise and give you a real clear answer. Yeah, we call this the starting line dilemma. And let's be real for a second. For most people trying to become a developer, the code itself isn't even the hardest part. Nope. It's just, where on earth do I start?
And this is it. This is the question, isn't it? It's the one that just bounces around in your head when you're so ready to jump in, but you feel completely frozen by all the options.
I mean, you hear it from everywhere, right? Your friend who's a senior in college is like, you have to start with C. You need the fundamentals. Then you watch some YouTuber and they're screaming, Python is the only way to go, trust me. You read one article that says JavaScript is king of the web, and then another one whispers that Go is the real future. Everyone's got an opinion, and all it does is create this massive storm of confusion in your head. And all of that information overload, that's the real problem here. See, it's not that you don't have enough options. It's the exact opposite. It's something called the paradox of choice. So let's kind of dig into why having too many choices is what makes starting so incredibly hard. You know, there's this quote that just nails it. Having too much information is more dangerous than having none at all. Think about it. If you have no information, that's a problem you can go solve. You can find the info. But when you're just drowning in conflicting advice, oh, that's way more dangerous because it just makes you do nothing.
And yeah, there's actually a name for this feeling. It's called analysis paralysis. It's that awful feeling of being stuck, just endlessly weighing the pros and cons of C versus Python versus JavaScript, and in the end, you never actually write a single line of code. You're just frozen.
This paralysis, it leads to this really destructive cycle. We call it hopping. You know what I'm talking about. You start a Python tutorial, and as soon as it gets a little tough, that voice in your head pops up. Maybe I should have started with JavaScript. So you hop over to a JavaScript course, and when that gets tricky, you hop again. Before you know it, a year has gone by, and you're basically right back where you started, without any real mastery of anything. Okay, so how do we break out of this nightmare loop? We need to completely reframe the question. Forget what everyone else says. If I personally had to start all over again today, knowing what I know now, where would I begin? Well, I can guarantee you the answer is not what you're expecting. See, the absolute best way to learn to code, to actually get started and build some real momentum, it all comes down to one single crucial first step. And that first step is to not start with a programming language. Yeah, I know, that sounds completely crazy, totally backwards, but just hang on, stick with me here, because this way of thinking is exactly what's going to get you unstuck. Okay, so instead of getting bogged down in all this abstract logic and complicated syntax, we're going to start where every single person who uses software starts, with the interface. The idea is super simple. Build what you can see. Just think about it for a second. When you use a website, or an app on your phone, or even the screen in your car, you never see the code, right? You don't see the fancy Python script or the super optimized C++ running in the background. What do you see? You see buttons. You see forms. You interact with text on a screen. That interaction is the whole point of the software. So why wouldn't we start there? All right, so here is your new game plan. It's super actionable. For now, I want you to forget about Python, forget about Java, forget all of it. Your journey is going to start with just two simple steps. Step 1, learn HTML. This is the structure, the skeleton of a web page. Then, step 2, learn CSS. This is the style, all the colors, the fonts, the layout that makes it look good. And here's why this works so well. First off, you get immediate, visible results. That right there is like a rocket ship for your motivation. You write one line of code and boom, you see something change on the screen. It's an amazing feeling. It also builds a rock-solid foundation for basically any screen you'll ever want to build. And maybe most importantly, it forces you to start thinking about the end user from the very beginning. So let's pull all this together. Your goal right now is not to find the perfect programming language. It doesn't exist. Your goal is to escape that analysis paralysis, to stop the hopping, and to finally start building something real. So, if you take one thing away from this, let it be this. The biggest decision you have to make has nothing to do with C versus Python. The most important decision is just to start and to stick with it. That consistency, that momentum, it's going to beat endlessly searching for some mythical perfect path every single time. And so we're going to end here. The question is no longer, where do I even begin? Now it's something way more exciting, way more empowering. You've got the building blocks, the structure of HTML, and the style of CSS. So what are you going to build first?